is up, Internet? I'm here with Brittney Poore, AFC Ring Girl, gymnast, correct?
Gymnast, cheerleader, gym instructor.
Yeah, college student.
College student,
Okay.
yeah.
Mom of 4.
I'm not a
No kids. 0 kids. Okay, heck yeah, Lynn. So, how'd you get into doing gymnastics? I gotta know what caused that.
What caused it? I only did gym for a little while when I was a kid, and then I switched over to cheerleading because gymnastics wasn't my forte. But then I started coaching cheerleading, and that drew me into gymnastics because where I was at, I had gym and cheer, and I just liked the gymnastics side of it better because it's a lot more structured than cheerleading is.
Yeah.
And just seeing the way the body can work and do these incredible things really just, I don't know, it amazed me.
It really is insane. Like seeing like Ashton, she y'all work together, and like I see her sometimes, and I'm like, why are you so strong?
Yeah.
Because she'll do stuff, and like I'll try to do it. I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't do that.
There's people who can be way stronger than a gymnast as far as like you look at their strength, but they don't have control of their body the way gymnasts do.
Yeah.
And so they can do things like far beyond the normal person.
I know Will can't walk on his hands or do a handstand or do a backflip.
Right.
Will's strong as a man.
Right.
I'm a strong man. And I'm like rolling with him and stuff like is he gonna kill me? He's like, I'm not gonna kill you. It's cool. But it's just weird seeing how strong some people are.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mom. Will you cut that TV down just a little bit?
Yeah.
Cool. So what was high school like for you? Good, weird?
It was pretty good.
Like?
I mean, I was a cheerleader. I went to Oxford, big school, super fun. Had a lot of friends, did a lot of things. I had the house most people wanted to come over to, so
it's cool.
we had a lot. Yeah, it was a really cool house.
Was Blake there?
Yeah, Blake was always there.
I'm actually a big fan of Mrs. Incredible.
Who isn't?
I don't think anyone isn't. It's awful, but like she's
got the figure.
She's probably my favorite Disney character of all time. So what was Blake like growing up? Cool or a little wild?
Oh no, he's the calm one. He's the calm one.
So you were off.
Yeah, I was bad.
I
just
turn up.
Whatever I could.
I get that.
And then, but no, Blake was pretty level-headed. I mean,
cool.
He was great. Yeah,
He's
he was
such a nice guy.
the best.
I've met some really crappy people in fighting. I've met some good ones too. Blake is one of the nicest people I've met.
He's a good guy. He's great. He wants to be everybody's friend. He tries to be, unless you do something to like hurt me or hurt someone else that he cares about.
He'll be a terrible person.
Yeah. You just have to be an all-out bad person for him not to like you.
I can see that. I can see him just trying to please everybody.
Yeah.
So how'd you get into doing like ring girl stuff?
Well, I had always been around MMA because of Blake, and then whenever we were little, our dad used to do boxing competitions and stuff like that. And we just always were around it. I liked growing up with it. All of our friends were interested in it. And then Blake started training and made friends through there. And I just got asked one day to do it for some other friends, and been doing it since.
Hell yeah, and you're really good at it, man. You're so
Thanks.
fun to be
I'm really good at holding signs. I appreciate that. I try real hard.
But you're nice to people. You smile. It's polite. A lot of people think that's all it is. Like the biggest thing like that we're looking for, like it's not the UFC or something, but you look at those girls, they're nice to everybody.
Which
it's
is
supposed
you
to look
should be nice to
You're not
everybody.
supposed to look skanky. You don't ever look skanky. You're always a nice girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you and Ashton both work with kids. That's
right.
That's one of my favorite things about it. Because fighting's kind of hard to around here. This Bible Belt, so it's kind of hard to sell people on.
Right.
Like they think it's just a bunch of skanks and a bunch of heathens doing heathen stuff. Well, no, man. This chick's going to college. That girl went to college. Blah blah blah. And they're helping kids right now in class.
Right.
That's my favorite thing about it. So, how'd you get into teaching kids classes? 1 second. Zach, bring us that liquor, please. There's a whole bunch of it in there. Just bring it. Set it down. Thank you. So, I'm sorry, not kids class, but how'd you get into teaching? Is it the kids that you teach in gymnastics?
Yeah, so when I work with the cheerleaders, they're still kids because, anybody's younger than me, they're going to be a kid. But so when I work with cheerleaders, it's typically middle school age to high school. They don't like me as much in the cheer world just because I'm a very strict coach and I expect more out of you, and I'm going to push you to do better. Like if I see that you can fulfill way more potential than what you're giving me, I'm going to push you to that point because why are you being lazy? And I'll call you out on it and be like, if you don't want to get better, that's fine, but your competition is working you better. So
that's what a lot of people do. There's like someone right up the road chilling, kicking it, like knowing that they're better than you and they're working harder than you.
Right,
so
exactly.
That's cool, man. I like that.
No, I do love the kids I work with though. So my age group is like level 1s, 2s, and preteens. And I'm not working right now during this season because of school. It just takes so much time that I wouldn't be able to get back to Gadsden in time to coach and then also have time for schoolwork. So I had to step down, and they had to hire 3 people to take my spot.
3 people to take your spot?
Yeah.
Yes, dude, that's all right.
That's what happens when you coach 3 teams and they need people. So I coached 3 and helped with another, and so they had to hire 3 people to take my spot.
So I
But
miss you right now.
oh yeah, I've got parents who send me videos of the kids, or sometimes the kids will FaceTime me from their parents' phones. So it's hard. It's hard not being there, but they know I love them. They know I send them all my support.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm still gonna go to their competitions just as a fan this time, so it'll be a little hard stepping back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already warned the parents. So I was like, you don't want to sit near me because I'm gonna say out loud all the things your kid's doing wrong while they're doing it, so that later when you ask me like, oh, why did they get that score? And be like, well, their knees were bent. They didn't have a good handstand. They didn't hold this. And they'd be like, oh. Okay.
They're slacking.
Yeah, they're slacking. They're not doing what they should.
Like, so at the JSU show, Cole, we got a move. I call it shitty hook, and I'll scream shitty hook. We're not supposed to do that, but we call it shitty hook in the gym. So like, we call it the same thing there, because there's almost no gym in the world that's calling something shitty hook.
Right.
So everyone knows what a 1-2 is.
So it's like a code out here.
Yeah.
So that your guy knows what you're doing.
Shitty hook. And Cole's like, I've been with Cole like in my backyard forever. And so he knows what shitty hook is. And all I have to do is say it, and he'll do it. And I can tell him high or low, and he'll go from there. So he threw shitty hook, and he didn't finish though at the end. And he was fighting a guy that he was going to beat. But I wanted him to finish in that moment. I wanted him to kick that dude in the head.
Right.
I wanted him to really, because like the angle he got, it was perfect. He ended up, his kick would have came here. It would have been head here. It was going to come here and really bust life up.
Right.
And so you hear me in the video. I say shitty hook, and he throws everything except the kick at the end. And I go ah! And Jake goes, Sam's really mad about him pulling that right now. I don't know what it is, but he didn't do it all. So that's neat. Do y'all have code names for stuff? Do y'all call?
So there are certain things when they're actually
Also
having
a fan.
Of what? Who's that?
Lola Bunny.
Oh, I didn't see her before she burnt to ash.
Oh yeah.
That's sad. I do like Lola Bunny. They drew her very well.
They really do.
I like the original Lola.
Yeah,
though.
it's much better. That new one's a little weird.
I mean, it's probably more anatomically correct, but who gives a crap?
It's
about
also more sad.
that?
Like I grew up, probably first crush was Lola Bunny. I think probably for a lot of people my age, probably was.
Lola Bunny.
Well, you got to think like who else? I don't remember watching anybody at like 5 years old on TV.
Oh, okay.
I remember Lola Bunny.
I would think more like Topanga Lawrence, like Boy Meets World.
I think she's a little older than me.
She is.
A Pink Ranger.
Kimberly, I didn't like her. You know why? Because if you look at Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and it's Avenues, okay, she gets attacked like 3 different times. Anytime something happens, does it happen to Aisha, the Yellow Ranger? No, it happens to Kimberly. So they have to constantly save her. And I just don't like that she's a Power Ranger and has to be saved by everybody else like 3 times. Yeah, but when you're a ranger, you should be the
you are
damsel.
supposed to be
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I can agree with that.
Is it like?
Looking back, that movie, it might not have just been that one. There's another one where they have to go like get their powers from this half-naked lady. Do you remember that?
That's the Avenues one.
Yeah,
and she does the whistling sticks. This is one of my favorite movies. Yeah, go for it.
That was kind of weird.
It was weird.
Little,
very sexualized.
Little sexually
Very
charged
sexualized.
for kids. Okay, that's great. Why is that your favorite movie?
It's not my favorite. It's one of my favorite childhood movies.
That's
though.
your favorite movie.
No, my favorite movie is actually Lion King. But
What is it?
Lion King. The Lion King.
Okay,
That's my favorite movie. It's also though, it's based like loosely off Hamlet, and Hamlet's my favorite Shakespeare play.
Do you know about who they also stole it from, the Japanese version?
No. But I mean, it's Disney, so I'm not surprised they stole something.
Kimba, the White Lion.
Oh, no, I have actually seen that. No, I have seen that. Okay.
Yeah, that's a little wild. But why is Lion King your favorite movie?
It's just deep, man. It's just deep. I love it. He's scared to return back home because of a mistake he made, and then he tries to keep
really
himself
his
in that.
fault.
No, and it wasn't his fault.
My
But
favorite part is when Mufasa dies.
what's your favorite part?
No.
Okay, all right.
I'm just kidding.
Sorry.
I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna leave.
kidding.
I'm just gonna go home.
It wasn't my favorite movie, but I can see how it's.
Yeah.
So when y'all were like at your house and stuff growing up, what were y'all doing? What were doing?
So the house that I grew up in was without getting me in trouble, of course. So the house that I grew up in was the house my mom grew up in, and her dad was a very eccentric man who did 2 different times in the Atlanta penitentiary. And so whenever he got out, actually it was partially while he was out, and then he had to go back in. But the house he built is basically a party house. So like we have a full basketball court, we have a sauna.
That's cool.
We have like our house is like 42 or 4,300 square feet.
Oh, that's awesome.
We have a full Olympic size pool, and our house is surrounded by a brick wall. Come anytime.
That's not a good answer. We need an invitation so we can.
I know. Well, look, I invite people all the time, but because I live in Montford, like people are always like, "Oh, that's a drive." Like for you guys, that's an hour and 40 minutes.
We're coming to this room at the party house.
Okay, do it.
Go ahead.
Do it. Yeah. So that was the house. So everybody, and I didn't understand growing up that like not everybody grew up in that style of house. I didn't understand that because it just was always part of my life.
It's just you.
Yeah, and so whenever my friends would come over and stuff, and I'd be like, "Oh, can we spend at your house?" They're like, "No, we're gonna go to yours." Every time. So I didn't really get to like go to other people's
Love y'all.
houses.
Thank y'all for coming.
Love you.
Thank y'all so much.
Bye guys. Nice to meet
buddy.
you.
Nice to meet you.
Are they podcast? They're having a party over there.
Our baby is so cute.
That's adorable.
So cute.
Go ahead. Keep going.
Oh yeah. So and then like when I threw some parties, we actually used to have like people would joke. We hosted fight nights. So like we would clear out our pool house and we would have. I'm talking. We were 100, 150 deep usually around our house with just fights going on.
That's pretty cool.
It was really
That's
cool.
pretty
Oh, they always had gloves. It was never like bare knuckle. Always had gloves.
Yeah.
And for some guys, it was really good. Like my dad talked about it. Like for some of those guys, it was the first fight they had ever been in, but it taught them something. You know, we never put them against someone that couldn't, handle or wouldn't, understand. Like, okay, I've probably put too much power into this. Let me back off. So it was good. It was good for some of them too. It built a little bit of confidence for them. They knew.
Y'all were matchmaking before me, which is like not
wild,
cool,
right?
No, that's awesome. That's really awesome. So like, how many years ago was that?
How many years ago?
When y'all was doing that?
I'm 29, and it was when we were in high school. So
I'm 29.
you just turned 29.
Yes.
I turned 29 in March.
Oh, so you're older than me too, Vicky.
Uh-huh.
She's also older than me.
Oh, you want to talk about that? Let's talk about that.
Vicky gets so mad when I say it. She's like, no, I'm like, yeah, you're technically older than me.
I am technically. I'm like 4. I'm bad at math.
I mean,
what is this, July? I'm like 4 or 5 months older.
We're the same age.
Yeah.
But I have, just a little in the back body. I'm a young gun right
now. Just living your best life. You still have an entire year left of your 20s.
Yeah.
And right now, I don't. I have
But you're probably in better shape than
8
me.
months.
Like, when I'm not fighting stuff, man, I get chunky, and I don't mean to. But people don't know, but like putting shows on stressful as a mess.
Oh, I can imagine that.
Yeah, they think I'm over here getting rich and stuff. Like, dude, I wish.
I mean, I see how many times like you'll make matches and like set it up and start advertising it, and then someone backs out, and like I can't imagine having to go through the stress of finding a replacement because it's disappointing for the other side of the fight where
because like they did the work.
Like you don't. That's what I'm saying is whenever someone goes through a fight camp just for the other person to pull out, especially if it's last minute, that's just. Because you put your body through so much during those training camps.
I really hope we can find somebody for Cam. I think I got until Monday, which is cool. I think the new guy's going to be cool. So we were talking about, like, you're in college now.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you going to college for?
Physical therapy assistant. You already have a degree.
Go ahead again.
Physical therapy assistant.
Awesome. How much longer do you have left?
So it's a 1-year program.
Awesome.
It's a lot in 1 year. It's just like go nonstop. We go 5 days a week, and we go till 4:30 every day. So 8:30 to 4:30. I'm in Birmingham.
That's awesome. You also have a degree.
Do pastry arts. Do that. I don't do that as I do it for fun on the side, but I don't want to do it every day. Like everybody's like, oh, why don't you open a bakery? I don't want to do it every day. It took the fun out of it once I did work for a bakery and was doing it nonstop 24/7. And when it takes the fun out of something you love, like you just don't want to do it.
I don't watch fights nearly as much now.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. Like I used to I didn't miss one. Now I'm like, no, man. I don't.
When you're so engulfed in it, sometimes it's just like, you gotta take a step back, and it became to where it wasn't fun for me anymore.
And it kind of makes me sad that it's becoming like that. It's like, damn it, man. But then God's like, hey, man.
Keep trying.
I'm gonna harass you a little bit.
Do a couple things.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, God, give me a sign. He's like, here's a sign. It's like not a good sign though. It doesn't
not a good sign.
It doesn't make any sense. The sign. It's a sign of.
Most signs aren't obvious, Most of them aren't.
Why is God so complicated? Why is He like that? Why can't He just go, hey man, why don't He just talk to us? Hey, this is what you need to do. Because they say in the Bible, God has a plan for you that He knows.
Right.
Just tell me.
Yeah, but He says that He knows, not that we know. So I think He leaves it up to us to make the decisions. It's like
free will.
It's like you know right from wrong. You know what's going to be not necessarily the best path, but like you kind of know the steps to get there.
Yeah. But what if He just prayed in the night? He's like, God, I need to know what to do. Please, Lord Jesus. And He just goes, hey man, you'd be good at this.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
That'd
be really good.
Awesome, man. That'd be really cool.
Sometimes I think the signs come in forms of people a lot of times too, though, because there were times last year that I was getting really discouraged by having so many teams, and I felt like maybe I wasn't doing a good job. But I had one parent who I barely knew, her kid had only been on my team for maybe a couple months, reach out to me in like this lengthy text that I never expected about how she sees, so much good in me and the things that I had done for her kid, and how her kid has changed from like being a really meek person to like being confident in themselves. And like, I was like, man, that's God right there.
Yeah,
Sending that person to tell me like, hey, you're doing a good job. Like these kids are making a difference, even if you don't see it.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So, on a probably less good note, you are a pretty lady, which is good. That's a good note, right? Everyone knows that you're a ring girl. You're very fit.
Try to take care of myself. Yeah.
So, growing up, what was dating like? What was it always cool, or did you like meet some really creepy people?
I have met some creepy people. I actually, one time right out of high school, I dated a guy, and it didn't go so well. That wasn't the issue, but he was always like really paranoid that I was like maybe seeing someone at work. So whenever we split, I was working at Dillard's. My friend that worked for security called me and was like, I don't want to scare you, but there's a guy in one of your clothes racks.
In your clothes racks?
Yeah, and I was like, what do you mean? He goes, I don't know. I saw a guy go in the clothes rack and he's been there for like 5 minutes. And I was like, okay, well, can you come get him out? And so he had to come out, and like they had to get a police officer to come out. And it was the guy that I had been dating. He was checking after I broke up to see if I was going to lunch with anybody.
Jesus.
And he hid in the clothes rack. Yeah.
So like a clothes rack, like clothes at Dillard's.
Yep. He was in the clothes rack.
All right, that's weird. What was his name?
I'm not going to give that.
I did that to Brandon too. When I had my buddy Brandon, I asked him, he's Asian. But he's not the whitest dude there. He's like, hey guys, my name's Brandon. He's like really white.
Yeah.
So I asked him, I was like, hey, did you ever deal with any racism growing up? And he was like, yeah. He told me the whole story. I said, what was his name? And he goes, oh no, I'm not doing that, man. Did you ever get in a fight in school? Like a real fight?
Yeah, I've been in a few. I've been in a couple of them.
Okay.
Yeah, which luckily, different reasons. Hot-headedness was one of them.
You're hot-headed?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Depending on the situation. If you're messing with people that I care about. Blake's the same way though. Blake's gotten in fights over me and things like that, trying to protect me. Luckily for me, growing up, because of Blake always, doing wrestling or fighting or doing boxing, he and I would scrap a lot, and people don't expect that, but like he would throw down. Now he never hit me as hard as he could, but there were plenty of times where like dude, we threw. One time in high school, I'll never forget, I thought he was gonna kill me. We got into it, and he didn't hit me first or anything. He's never hit me first. But I reared back and popped him. And I hit him either like right on the chin or like right on the mouth. And I just, as soon as I did, I was like, oh God,
I should have did that.
Oh no. And he just looked at me, he went, hi, Muhammad, and he just walked off. But then all of his friends started calling me like Ali, or they started calling me Mike and stuff like that for the next week because he told all of them that I punched him in the face.
That's pretty cool.
However, if you look at any of my pictures, there's some from whenever Blake and I, if I ever go, like when he's boxing or training, and he lets me join him for class, he tells everybody else, hey, don't hit Brittney in the face, like she's still learning. But he hits me in the face.
That's my sister.
But he hits me in the face every time. And so the last time I went, he gave me 2 little baby black eyes.
Okay.
He'll pop me.
I hate to say that you deserved it.
Yeah, I mean, I did it. There was
you racked it up.
One of the biggest fights, or the last like real fight we got into, fist fight. We were 24 and 22, and my parents were like hosting like UFC fights at the house, for us to watch. Yeah. And so it was us, and we enjoyed a couple of drinks, and I think me and him were wrestling, like we were playing, everything was good, but we a little drunk probably.
Yeah.
And at one point we both run into a table and knock a drink over. So I start cleaning it up, and I look at him, I was like, are you not going to help me? And he looks at me, he goes, no, that's a blank's work. And the second he said that, I was like, oh no. And then we started fighting, and then like my parents had to pull us apart. And meanwhile, all their friends were like, oh my God, this is better than the fights on TV.
This is how they are all the time.
And then, yeah, exactly. And that was as adults. That was as adults we did that.
That's awesome. I don't know why. I remember one time we went to a party. I wasn't super cool in school. I got cooler as I got older and stuff, and like that's a stupid thing to say. But like I did. I found like it was hard for me to talk in front of people at school, and that like no one would ever know. It's like, oh, I can't stop.
Yeah.
But like I just couldn't. I don't know, man. It was just hard. School, man. But the one time I got invited to a party, we were at like I don't need to say whose place it was, but we were in their garage, and there was this girl and her sister, and they got into a fight, like a real fight. They were fighting, and so we're just like, wow, we're laughing, egging it on. Well, at one point, she's like, stop, you stop, And then they both like really bumped each other, and the one girl goes, "I'm trying to stop with you," and like they just couldn't make it happen. They couldn't make
Neither
it
one
stop.
would back down.
No.
Yeah.
Siblings are insane. My brother hit me with a bat one time.
Yeah.
I would like.
Blake slammed my arm in a Jeep door one time. Mm-hmm.
What happened? Why?
Yeah, I actually don't remember what that fight was over.
I was kicking my brother's ass at video games.
Yeah.
And
That's how I started video games.
you really suck. You're not really good at this game.
Yeah.
I just smoked his head. And finally he goes, "Oh yeah," and I go, "Oh yeah." He started calling me like the F word, like a lot of stuff. And he goes, "Oh yeah." I go, "Yeah, man, you really suck."
Yeah.
And he picks up this bat and he goes, "Kunk," hit me right in the thigh. I
God.
limped. I threw him out the front door and locked the door. And he starts beating on the house. He's like, "Let me in the house, MF." He's really losing his mind. And finally I go, "Mom's coming in." And she pulled in when she cut hair. They said at the house. I go, "Mom's here." And he goes, let me in the door.
Yeah.
I go, "We cool?" I go, "We cool?" He goes, "F you." And I go, "You're out."
Okay, fair.
Mom came in, everything good. I was like, "Yeah, we cool." Sam, why you laughing? I'm not. So, what's it been like? What's it been like dating in college? Do you date any, or you just always busy?
I was dating, and we recently ended things. So
That's-
yeah.
I don't know the guy, but it sounds like a mutual thing.
Yeah, it was more one-sided, but I understand why.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
Well,
We were
his
cool,
loss.
and then thank you, I appreciate that.
And
we were
the
cool.
internet knows also.
Yeah, I'm available.
She
Holler at me.
is, dude. Yeah.
No, before. So when I was in school prior to the program, I was still in school, but I was doing like standard classes. We're just talking like your regular sciences and psychologies and math, stuff like that. This program takes up significantly more time than your average classes. And so while that was going on and I was working, I was still able to really date, see the person that I was with, and spend time with them. Once the program started in May,
It's hard.
I mean, I really didn't get to see them that much. And they also wanted a little more freedom too, as far as like if they were going out with friends and, they saw a pretty girl, like, you're not around if I want to talk and hit on another person. I'm like, so I understand it. I mean, I didn't want to accept it at first, but I don't have the time to date, and I don't want to keep someone else from doing what they want to do and be happy. So
I get that. Like Vicky's my wife.
Mhm.
She lets me date. She doesn't date other people. People get confused about that. She lets me date around, do whatever, within reason. She doesn't date other people. It's a lie. That doesn't happen. But that is a rumor right now. Someone messaged her the other day and said they told their kid, it's a mutual friend that we know, and they told that she said, "I'm over here at Seven Vicky's," and her parents go, "You shouldn't be over there," and she was like, "Why? Like,
Are they having their swinger parties again?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I walked in and everybody was naked, I was like, "Wow, this is a cool party."
Well, that's what they said. It's like, we heard they're not who they say they are, and what she told us was they said they're swingers. Like, we're not swingers. Like, I flirt with people sometimes. And that's how it comes out. I'm just, I just talk to people.
Right.
I don't mean for it to come off flirty. If it does, we're definitely not swinging.
Yeah.
We're not swinging.
One of my friends and I were talking the other day. She's married, and she was like, "Yeah." She goes, "I probably got the wrong vibe because I flirt." And I was like, "Man, I flirt with everybody." I said, "I'm gonna flirt with you, your husband." I was like, "Probably your dad if you bring him around. Maybe your mom. I don't know." I said, that's just my personality. Is I flirt with people, but it's also like I'll flirt in a friendship too, like as in like with girls and stuff.
It's kind of like just
love people.
I don't think it's always fun. I think people take it as flirting.
Yeah.
I'm just talking to you. Hey, you
like
look
sometimes I'm just being super friendly and I'm excited to talk to you and like this is something we have in common and it gets me
you look
pumped.
great today. This has been fun talking to you, man. I'm really enjoying your energy.
Yeah.
That's not flirting, but I get how people can take it that way.
I try to compliment men a lot often because I feel like guys don't get enough compliments. And, if I see a guy with a really great beard, I saw a guy the other day. He and his wife were walking, and I looked at him. She was beautiful too. I also complimented her, but she did. I complimented her first because usually, if there is a guy and a girl together, you should address the woman first.
Yes.
And so I did that, and she's like, "Oh, thanks." And then I turned to her husband. I was like, "You have a phenomenal beard," and her face went from smiling to angry. And he immediately lit up and was like, "Thank you so much."
Like, yeah, I work hard.
And you could tell that she didn't like that I also addressed him. And I was like, "Oh."
She's probably not telling me he's got a nice beard.
Yeah. See, yeah.
Maybe
I think you should. I think, especially if you are with someone, like if you guys are together, like compliment them all the time. You may have said they're beautiful 1,000 times, but like 1,001.
I think as a man, we don't, and like it sounds whiny, but like.
No, I get it. Words of affirmation. They're
it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I know women, like y'all can walk in Walmart and everybody's gonna be like, whoa, easy to feel wanted.
The stuff out here at gas stations is But it makes me feel, if I'm having a hard day, man, I can go to the gas station and feel like a 10.
So what is the craziest thing you've heard at the gas station? Feel free to...
You ready? You ready for this?
Yes. Edit it a little.
Okay.
But you can really say whatever you want.
I've had two kind of weird ones. One was really nice, but this guy said he was complimenting my legs, which is great because I have great legs. That's great. Cool.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that. And but he was like, what did he say? Something, and he called me Frosty, and I kept thinking the snowman the whole time, and he had to go through this thorough explanation of, no, like the Wendy's Frosty, like too thick to suck through a straw. But he called me Frosty for like a solid 2 minutes, and I couldn't get the reference, and I was trying to figure out the snowman. I was like
what are you, Frosty the Snowman?
I was like, he big.
He's built kind of thick.
Yeah, okay. Okay, sure. And then the other one was this man told me I had baked potato legs, and he just wanted to smother them in butter.
Oh,
and I don't really understand. I think he was a
now,
crackhead.
were y'all talking to each other? Or he
had made a comment across the way, and then I don't know how we got close to that.
Zoom in. It's not on the front. Yeah, it is. Just zoom in the front. Oh man, it might not be. Hang on a second.
It's not.
Hang on, I got it. I've been using the crappier camera.
I'm not mean.
Look at your baby. She's so pretty.
All right, now cut that camera on, so I got the better one.
Yeah, this camera's off.
I've been using the crappier camera. I was wondering, why is this like shit? That's better. All right, no, that's all right. So we're back. That's good. It's better. Heck yeah. Now, so have you ever been called baked potato legs?
Me?
It was supposed to be a compliment.
No.
He told her. He said, "You have baked potato legs. I want to smother them in butter."
Baked potato legs.
I've never put butter on my wife.
You've never put butter on what?
On my wife.
Oh well.
Never.
There's always time.
I mean,
I don't know.
My friend told me she tried to do peanut butter one time as like a fun, sexy thing, and then she goes, and then I just choked, and we had to stop. And I was like,
now what about?
It's too thick.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't do that.
She was like, I just really like Reese's, so I thought it'd be fun.
No.
This would be so fun. She's like, it's two ladies. She'll y'all can talk to each other better. Like,
And a baby.
Yeah,
And a baby.
Well, that's how we made the baby. So
With two ladies? Wow.
no.
Oh,
Yeah, baby.
Yes, dude.
Let me
Heck
put
yes.
that baby in.
Dude, this is cool. Okay.
Get your
I look
15
like
minutes of fame, baby.
Orange.
Get it.
No, you're smoking hot.
No. My
I told-
hair's all soapy from that.
I told Vicky like if we didn't have y'all, she was gonna be the ring girl, and she was totally into it.
No, it's
No,
not.
she wasn't at all.
Why don't you do it? Why not?
I don't.
Three's a
want
great
to.
I
number.
don't have the confidence.
Three's a great
I
number.
don't like people. looking
I will
me.
yell at
I'm
you,
not a
and I will
people
cheer. I'll make a
person.
sign. I'll make a Go Vicky sign.
Dude, she would be so.
I will literally be like,
But
oh,
also-
Vicky, you're so
I'm
fun. The
very
whole time.
introverted. It's
I also don't want I don't want dudes like hugging my wife. Even just a hug, I'm just like,
Yeah.
you ain't gotta do all that. And like she's smoking hot, and she doesn't realize it. So like I'm really a lucky guy.
There are times though, I will say this, that like it's super fun, and I love getting to like meet all of the fighters and then follow them too. But sometimes after a fight, you know, you're hugging up on them for that picture, and like I'll put my hand on your back,
they're drenched.
but they are soaking wet and slimy, you know. And
Yeah.
some of them like, whew, they'll put their armpit and you know where my face is when they're going to put their arm around me.
So no one's getting handsy. They're just
No one's ever got handsy. with
okay.
me.
That's
No.
very good. That's
Yes.
good. Again, fighters aren't scumbags. This is
No,
great.
they're not. They're fantastic.
So
Great.
we just got to tell them, hey, maybe don't put your armpit in their face.
Yeah, if you can help it, you know, I'm 5'3", so like it's pretty easy to be taller than me.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
and if your armpit's within my face level, like maybe drop that hand down, maybe do a closed hand would be great. Because
So-
this is a lot.
Is it nerve-wracking being a ring girl? Or is it just like,
Yes and no. It's a little bit, but you know, at your last fights, I had like a whole section of just like people literally cheering for me. It was my
Really
friends
good.
who
I
I
remember that.
yeah, it was actually some of my friends I went to school with, and one of them was my brother's best friend growing up. And so they were cheering like, "We want Brittney, bring Brittney," and it was cracking me up, and it made it so much better because it just made me feel really good.
Yeah, I agree. One, I don't know if it was one of them, but someone broke a mirror at the after party.
Someone broke a
You didn't see that
mirror.
post on Facebook? Me and my brother were like fake punching the glass.
Yeah,
Okay, so at what's it called? After party place.
we went to Struts. We went to
Yeah,
Struts.
okay.
Yeah.
So at Struts, we're at the after party. Me and my brother sitting at the bar talking. You know how it gets. Everything's cool until it's not.
Right.
Like, hey, your asshole friends didn't pay their bill. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's not my friend. That's just some person that's here. I don't know that guy.
I don't know them.
And they go, and one of your friends broke a mirror in the bathroom. I go, no, they didn't. And he goes, yeah, they did. I go, no, they didn't. He goes, yeah, man, the mirror's broke. I go, when did it happen? He goes, after y'all got here. I go, oh, shit.
Well, we weren't the only people there though. There were because I had people come up to me and be like, so what group are y'all? And I was like, I mean, I don't know if everybody here was with
Whisper.
us, but, you know, I was like, we were at the fights. And they're like, oh, okay.
So, like, me and my brother, we can't help it. We're hoodlums. So we start laughing. We're like, we're going to go look. We're going to
Yeah,
go look. Is that
of
okay? And
course.
they're like, yeah, man, go ahead. So we go in there and look, and sure enough, it's broke. And we took that picture. It looked like 6 pictures of us, like, fake breaking the glass. Because, like, what kind of asshole you got to be to, like, be at, like, a restaurant at, like, 10:30? 10:30.
Well, I can tell you, it wasn't my. The only reason I know it wasn't my group is because I called them to tell them to come to the after party. They're like, "Oh, we're going to Jarvis's house," and I was like, "It's fine, guys. I'll just go with all these people I don't know, and my friends can go somewhere else."
you brought
You
some
jerks.
friends, though. You brought some friends, though.
Yeah. I did have people there. Yeah, I did have some really awesome friends who came to see me, and so it made me feel really good. Shout out to my friend Chris. What's up, Chris?
Well, Chris, what has been, you've been around fights now, like, sounds like a lot
Long
of your
time,
life,
yeah.
which is cool. It's cool how everything comes full circle. What's the craziest thing you've seen or dealt with in fights?
The craziest thing I've seen
Had to deal with.
Okay. I really don't know. I haven't dealt with anything super crazy as far as like sanctioned fights and stuff like that. I mean, like,
I just mean like any bad energy at all, or all good?
no. I mean, pretty much everybody's been okay.
Yes,
There have been times where people have thrown shade and then come back around to be nice again. And I'll be honest with you, I am one of those people that, like, I
That's
do
cool.
want everybody to care about me and love me, and I want to give that love back. And if someone does express that, like, for whatever reason they just stop talking to me or they don't want to be friends, I assume maybe there's someone else in their life who's not comfortable with me, because a lot of times it'll be guys and they do have girlfriends, and I try to be friends with their girls too, but not everybody wants another friend. So
Yeah,
when that's the only thing that's really happened is, like, some of my friends have had to back off from our friendship because of that.
I get it. I just don't see how anybody would ever like throw any kind of shade at you. I've never seen you.
It happens.
I've never seen you in a bad mood. Is the thing.
Yeah.
You've always been very nice,
I
very
try.
cool, very just what up, dog, and that's good, man.
Yeah.
The human race is kind of crazy. I can see like a wife, or even if it was a girl couple, if
Mm-hmm.
I could see somebody getting jealous. I could see that.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It happens.
I'm kind of
People are
jealous
weird.
sometimes. So like I get it, I don't.
Yeah.
But also my wife's hot.
Mhm. I get that. So I have a guy friend who he's explained it to me. He was like, "It's not because you're a girl." He goes, "It's because you're a hot girl."
Yes,
And
yes.
That, I mean, yeah, that makes me feel good. Like, as far as like, oh, thanks. Like, I appreciate people think I'm attractive, but also that sucks because I can be hot and still be nice.
Yeah,
and still be
I'm
like
not
a good
necessarily
friend to other
hot.
people.
They could just have issues.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's true too. You got to think about that.
What
There might be
kind of
something else going on.
What kind of issues? What do you mean?
You know, like maybe
Maybe their
the
man
husband,
has been,
maybe
like,
there's
talking to
in the
other girls.
past,
Yeah.
You know, he's been unfaithful, so the girl will get like, intimidated and kind of.
Word.
Or even from like
Word,
not even
yeah.
the relationship they're in. It could be from
Yeah.
a previous relationship had them concerned all the time. So now in the relationship they're
I can
in,
see
they're
that.
worried.
Lady I dated before Victoria, it was probably the worst experience of my life, like a long time ago. So I can see that kind of messing you up.
Yeah, I was engaged before. I was supposed to be married back in 2015, so I was 21. Yeah, and that was not a good situation I was in, and so I am a little weary when I do date now because like I'm constantly thinking like you're probably cheating on me. I mean that sucks, but
Oh, yeah.
also
Same.
uh,
She's always cheating on me. I don't trust
Always?
her. Always.
Yeah, always.
Every damn it. Hey,
she's
Brittney.
yet to hit on me, so I'm a little upset that you're saying she's always cheating, but it's fine. It's okay. It's okay.
So she's not attractive. What's going on there?
No, she's great.
Hey, this is the greatest podcast show ever. What is I gotta ask because you are female. This is it's cool. What are your thoughts on Roe versus Wade being overturned?
Ooh, a lot of people won't like my answer.
Oof.
I think that it's really unfair that it was overturned because there's plenty of medical reasons, and I just feel like there's not enough going on in. So many people are preaching like, oh, well, there's always adoption, there's this and that, but you don't see people actually reaching out to help people who do need to help, who
No.
have all these children, and they're not helping. And I just hate that
And
there's
you can't-
people who need it who are not going to be able to do it, and like medically necessary, abortions do happen and are real. And if you overturn it, you're overturning it. It's not a black and white situation, and they're making it out to be like it's either this or that. And
that's how
there's a
everybody
huge
wants to
gray
be.
area.
They want you to pick one or the other.
Yeah.
You can't be. I don't know where I am on it. I think everyone should be able to kind of decide what they do with their life for
Mhm.
themselves. I do also see where it's not that's not technically your life in the
Right.
belly anymore.
Right.
I believe in God.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think God wants babies to be killed. I don't think that's good.
Right.
I also don't think God wants babies to be born into terrible, terrible families that are going to abuse or just
Right.
leave them in a dumpster somewhere. So it's, I can't get an abortion. Okay, I'm going to have the baby.
Right.
Throw that thing in a dumpster.
So here's another way I tried to look at it with somebody too, and they really didn't like this answer because we were having this debate. But I think whenever people constantly do the God's will thing, which I'm a Christian, I do believe in God's will too, but you can't use that for everything whenever, let's say, you say like, oh, that 16-year-old was raped, and now you're saying she has to have that baby, right?
Yeah,
okay, that's messed up, right? But you're like, what was God's will? And I'm like, okay, well, whenever your husband had cancer, why did you let him go to treatment? That was God's will.
Yeah, God wanted him to have cancer.
He wanted him to have cancer,
Oof.
so you shouldn't have taken the medicine. So this is where I'm very, and that's as someone who's, mother had cancer and went through treatments and stuff. Like, I'm not saying God's will and
It's
not
just-
to take medication
it's a good
for
argument.
it. Yeah, but you can't use that as a blanket statement, and it only applies to when you want it to apply.
Yeah.
Like, that's not fair.
Well, they say I say it all the time. God hates gay people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that it's got to be gay. It's not my business what you do.
Right.
It's not. As far as the cartoons and stuff, I don't think there should be really any kind of sexuality in cartoons and things. I don't think we should be pushing kids
Right.
one way or the other.
Like the half-naked girl with the whistling sticks and Power Rangers. Her?
Miss Incredible. Yeah.
Miss Incredible.
Lola Bunny. Probably shouldn't have seen her in short shorts when I was growing up because it left a huge, huge impression on me. And this is Incredible.
Shawty dick.
She is. Thicker than
She's frosty.
Snicker.
Frosty.
And
All day long.
I'm fixed now. So even if I did have an affair with Mrs. Incredible, she ain't getting pregnant.
No, she's not.
Ow! And my wife cleared me for affairs with cartoons. So now y'all know. But yeah, I think some things are over sexualized. I don't think it should be like that. It's a
weird world we live in. Very weird.
It really is weird. Like hearing a Cardi B on the radio. It's kind of weird, and I'm pro the song. I love it. I love WAP. I'm totally okay with that. But I probably shouldn't hear it on the radio. My kids shouldn't hear it, even if they're not cussing and actually saying words. I shouldn't. I know what you're saying. It shouldn't be said on the radio.
In gym, there are times where, like when I was coaching gymnastics, that I would see some of my kids doing like their TikTok dances and stuff, and I'd recognize it, and I'd be like, I know what you're dancing to right now, and I'm not comfortable with one, the moves you're doing.
Yeah.
And two, I know the lyrics to the song that you're dancing to, and I don't think that's appropriate. But so few people, like, there's just so much access to kids, well, to anybody these days.
Yep.
But to be able to see anything you want to see, and it's
Anything. There's crazy stuff.
kids are growing up a lot earlier now.
And like we've got to find a way to block stuff for them on the internet.
Yeah.
Because like it's so like dude, literally you type butt on Google image, it might be a couple of just regular butts, but all of a sudden it's like
Something crazy just
what
popped up.
is going on, man? It's a crazy time to be alive, really.
Mm-hmm.
So do you go to church all the time or no?
I do. I go as much as I can as far as every Sunday. Now Wednesdays I don't get to because of school. By the time I get home and everything, like I can't make it out to church. My church is also about 20-25 minutes from where I live. But I do go on Sundays. I go to a very small church. We're Church of Christ. We're like super old school.
Go to the Snakes?
No, that's actually, I think that's Church of God. We do not do the snakes. I mean, I think snakes are cool and stuff. No, we don't do the snakes.
Don't lie to me. Do you handle?
Holiness does it too.
Is it holiness? That's what it is. Yeah. No, we don't do snakes. We are very old school as far as like we don't use music, so we sing hymnals, like traditional
That's
hymnals.
cool.
And a lot of people don't like that when they grew up with music in their church, but it's really pretty to just hear like a cappella in a church. So
Yes.
I enjoy it.
Why do you think people are getting churches used to be really kind of full of people? I mean,
Yeah.
growing up it was super full.
Mhm.
Why do you think that's changing so much? Because like you don't see near as many people in the church.
You don't. And I think too, COVID made it worse because of the fact that everybody like had to go virtual. You know, we went virtual, and we already go to a small church, but when we went virtual, you know, that was a lot more convenient, a lot easier. People like didn't have to get up, get ready, go, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't understand that part of being in church is that fellowship. So when we opened back up, we still do the virtual for those that it's convenient for. You know, like if I was sick at home, it's cool that I know that I can still watch it.
Have it.
But if I'm not sick and there's nothing stopping me from going and being there, why wouldn't I? But so many of the people, because they got just, I don't want to say lazy, they got comfortable. They got comfortable whenever COVID happened.
No one likes
so
being
they
around
don't
people.
go out.
I don't like being around people.
Yeah.
Like again, everyone thinks Sam loves being around people. No, man. A lot of people, it gets. You don't know who's cool.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going on. And I understand. Even at church, sometimes I feel kind of weird. And a bad experience that we had. We go to our church, all this. but like we stopped going to a church for a little bit of time,
Mhm.
and while we were gone, someone said, "Why is Vicky and Sam getting divorced?" Like that was a question that went around.
Yeah.
Like, well, what do you mean? Just
Mhm.
because we're not here? That's a strange thing to say.
Yeah.
So either one, it's just some old lady gossiping, or two, there's some dude in there like
Yeah.
hoping that we're getting divorced.
It's hard too whenever you're like
Or lady hoping we're getting divorced.
church gossip does happen a lot too. That's why you gotta stray away from it as much as possible. Because stuff does get, and a lot of people will mask stuff as, y'all pray for them because their marriage is not what it needs to be, and then that gets around. It's like,
what do you
who
mean?
said that?
What do you
Why?
mean? Like, it's great. We do whatever we want to do. We have kids.
Yeah, and then it turns into a prayer circle about your marriage.
What do you think about those churches? You'll see like a lot of pastors now are getting caught up. Not a lot, a lot really in the world are getting caught up grooming the younger ones.
Yeah.
The women, maybe boys, but women right now for sure. You're seeing
Mhm.
it. What's going on with that? What do you think about that?
I don't know. As long as mom's doing what he's supposed to do, we're good.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it too.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's awful that people are doing things like that.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like you're at a church already,
Mm-hmm.
and you gotta think people they're probably gonna have to pay for that one day. As far as people, we were talking earlier about they say God hates gay people and stuff like that, but it also says no sin is bigger than any other.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So how can you hate so badly on that person for whatever their sin is, whatever it is, alcohol,
Mm-hmm.
Flirting, whatever their sin might be? How can you judge them so harshly when we know for like 100,000,000% fact that you're sinning probably pretty regular in your daily life too? Like I'm sure every person I know loves their wife. I'm sure they also occasionally, accidentally or not, look at other women or men, if it's the woman, and go, man, that's a good looking.
Yeah, it's natural.
Yeah, and that the Bible says we're not supposed to do that. So I don't know. I think people are kind of weird. It's a crazy time. You said you didn't play video games growing up, but your brother did.
Yeah, Blake did. I would play a little bit with him. So like Jack and Daxter.
Oh, Jack and Daxter.
Loved
Okay, Jack and Daxter.
Yeah, loved it.
I played a demo of it when I was a kid, and the demo froze, and I never played it again.
We had, I don't know how many different variations are now. I know there were 3 when we were growing up. Also, there was a game called Gex. Did you ever play Gex? It was the lizard that went into the
Deco, man. I had Gex 3. Remember the little lizard?
We had Gex 1 and 2.
Sounds like
So
Austin
fun.
Powers.
Yeah.
Baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
He would do all kinds of little cameos from like just like pop culture.
Yes.
No? Oh, God, it was great.
She's watched me play it. She's very, very forgetful.
Yeah.
She's seen me play.
We played, the OG.
Spyro.
We had
Spyro,
Sega,
for
and we
sure.
had like Sonic on it. So it's so cool seeing all this stuff come full circle because my nephews are really into Sonic right now. And I'm like, when I was a kid, I used to pretend to be Tails all the time. Like,
I liked Knuckles.
yeah, you like Knuckles?
Yes.
I could play probably it too.
No. Go
Oh.
ahead, jeez. We're trying to talk.
Oh.
God. Well, this is what mom and dad life's like. It's cool. She looks just like me. Did y'all play any zombie games growing up?
Yeah, I mean, we, Call of Duty and everything like that. And
Okay.
then he had this one game that, he would pretend that it was like he just wanted to spend time with me. But really, I know that he was afraid to play the game without me there. Because our house, even though it was really cool, it also, because it was built in the 70s, like, it's really dark. Like, we don't have a lot of window, and we have like long hallways, and it's a long, creepy hallway. It was a game called
Silent Hill.
Yeah, Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would play Silent
I
Hill,
gotcha.
and I would go in and watch it with him, and he'd be like, "Yeah, if you want to just come in here, like I'm about to play, if you want to come in here
Yeah, come
and watch me play."
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
It really is scary.
That, and there was another game I think actually called Fear. He played a game
I
called
played
Fear.
So
It was fun watching, but like there's times I get scared too, and I'd be like, "I think I'm gonna go in another room." He's like, "No, wait,
no,
what's up? I saved the game. Don't leave."
I would do the same thing with my little brother. I'd play like Resident Evil 4, and zombies are kind of scary.
Yeah.
And I'd play it, and like I'd tell him like, "Look, I'm gonna set the controller down and don't get it." But we'd sit there and just freak out until we like finally beat it.
Mm-hmm.
And I love video games. It's crazy how much like better they're starting to look.
Oh yeah, and I think it's really fun. Like I like watching campaigns and stuff. I've never played Resident Evil,
Story mode's
but
better, and they're getting away from
I
that.
have
That's what's
watched it.
awful.
Yeah,
They're getting away from story modes. Like, dude, that's
I like story mode. I think
I
it's
loved
fun.
it. It's so.
I used to actually get really upset with Blake if there were times when I was watching him and like I know that he could beat it in probably 3 days. But like, wait, don't play until I get home, or don't play until I'm
Well,
with
it's
you.
like you're watching a movie.
Yeah, exactly. Like seeing it unfold and stuff, and then I'd come home from let's say cheer practice or something like that, and he'd be like, "Oh, sorry, I beat it in 3 hours today." And I was like,
Piece of shit.
"Oh, I
Like-
missed everything."
That's sorry, man. I'm sorry. She's trying to watch.
See, this is why we got into fights, stuff like that.
You beat him up about that?
Probably.
No.
We probably got in a stupid
Oh,
fights over
man.
that.
Vicky hit me one time.
Only
Time,
once?
Really bad.
We
Well,
deserved more.
one time. I
It was-
probably did. So she elbowed me in the face. So we're in the bed, right? And I talked. And I talked pretty well most of the time.
Well, we had been fighting like all day.
Yes.
It was like, what, 2-3 days probably.
Yes. And I talked my way into winning the argument, right?
Right.
Like I had won the argument. I knew I had because
Had you?
she had finally snapped. She was done talking to me. I had won.
Does that? Oh, that's how you
Yes.
won. Okay,
And once,
that's how you won.
once I've won, that's not enough. I can't stop. I need to let you know that I have won this argument.
Oh, I'm like that too.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
I'm like that.
I have mentally destroyed you. I have won this. You need to understand that I'm superior human being
Yeah.
at this
And
time.
I might even bring it up like 2 days later after like we've settled and be like, hey, remember that time you thought this but you were wrong? Remember that? Yeah, I do.
Oh God.
And then just
So I kept letting her know, like, man, look, you're really done with this. I done whooped you. Just know that I'm the effing man. Just know. And I kept saying it. Finally, she goes, yeah. And I go, yeah, man. Just you're really dumb. And she goes, shut the f up, like 3 times in the face. And I went,
stunned you. Were you also kind of proud though? Like, oh, all right.
no. I was so angry that she had hit
He
me.
was so upset. He got up out of bed. He went to the
No,
living
no,
room.
don't let her. Don't. I'll let you say it for next.
What?
I told her, I said, you have to understand that I could literally kill you. And
Right.
then what you said? Then what did I do?
I know, you got
What you were about to say? Yeah.
You went to the living room. You
I
laid
said,
down on
I'm
the
going
couch.
to sleep
Yep.
in the living room.
Yeah.
And she goes, really? I go, yes. So I went and laid down in the living room, and I sat there like 2 hours waiting on her.
Just
messaging
stewing.
me.
You were just
Yeah.
stewing.
No,
Yeah.
no, I was waiting on her messaging me to come back to bed. I was like, can we come back?
Did I?
Yes,
I
you
don't
did.
remember.
Yes, you did. She goes, you can come lay in here. I was like, all right, I'm coming lay in there. So what would you do in like a zombie situation? What are you doing? You cool? You're gonna have
I tell you right now, my cardio sucks. If I go based off zombie land, like I'm dead because I am not a runner.
Cardio's rule 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I am not a runner.
I like
I'll do it. I'll run like before a workout, but it's gonna be like I'm talking. I am down to the point where as soon as it says 1 mile, I'm shutting that off. I'm not doing more than a mile. I'm not a runner. I don't like to run.
It's so hard to start to run.
It
It's like,
is.
you're like, man, that hurt.
Yeah.
Do I really want to do it again?
Now when I
Whisper, please.
when I was in Miami, when I lived there, I did actually get into running a little bit just because it was so pretty at this like lake that was near where I lived. So I had to run a lot there. But
Why'd you live in Miami?
I just needed a change of scenery. Sometimes you just get really bogged
You
down
just
with where you're
moved
at.
To Miami.
Yeah, for
So
a year.
you're slinging coke in Miami.
No, God.
What was going on? What was Miami like?
It was really fun. As far as just like experiencing something new, because most people, from my hometown don't really get out and go. So it was nice doing that. I went and I got a job actually at a private school down there. And I did. I was actually, so here's the cool thing.
Okay.
So I was a PE teacher for a private school, right?
Oh, yeah.
And instead of doing kickball and stuff like that, they taught gymnastics. So like my kids were doing
That's
like back
cool,
tucks
okay.
and they were doing rings and they were doing, suits off of like vault, like really cool stuff.
Yeah.
And that was my job as a PE teacher. So it was amazing. I made great money. I really liked my kids. Just working with kids in general was a big thing for me. And I liked it, but COVID hit. I wasn't there quite a full year. I moved in June, and then I moved back home in the end of March when COVID hit. I was already planning on coming to see my family for my birthday. And when COVID hit, I couldn't go back to Miami. Like, the airports were shut down.
No, I haven't.
And I was already there, and my boss was like, hey, we're going to do everything online. You're going to have to make up workout plans so the kids are something active, and we'll just teach it online. So I did that. And then after being back home for a while and like being back with my family, I just couldn't go back to Miami. I realized how much I missed Ryder and Jackson, my nephews, and my brother, and I really missed my brother. We FaceTimed probably every day. I was good the day that I left Alabama until I said bye to him. I was okay
Y'all really
saying
are
bye.
close.
We're
Y'all
very
look
close.
alike in
Yeah.
the face.
We have our matching tattoo. Our Wonder
I was
Twin
wondering,
Tower.
what does that mean?
Wonder Twin Tower.
Oh, they're
That's cool.
twins.
We're
You're
not twins.
They
We're not.
look very
You're not
similar.
twins?
We're not twins. We look alike and
He's
we
not as
act
pretty as
exactly
her,
alike.
but he looks just like her.
No, but we're almost in the same bra size at this point because he's
Oh.
started getting thick.
He getting
is.
fat over
He getting
it. Blake, stop it.
thick.
How many years apart?
So we're 22 months. So
Okay.
we're almost 2 years. But growing up, we were only a year apart in school.
Yeah.
We did everything together growing up. He's always been my best friend.
That's awesome.
He's been there for everything. And then when we were in Miami, or when I was in Miami, he would constantly call, ask about my day, like, what are you doing? Like, I miss you. And it was a big deal having him and not having him.
I can see that. He's literally the sweetest.
Yeah,
person.
he's such a good person.
That's awesome. It's
Such a
awesome
good
that
person.
he's a fat person now.
Yeah,
But,
he likes to eat.
I'm a little chunky too, buddy. It's okay.
You know, you get out. It's funny to see though. So the year I moved to Miami, was the year he fought for you.
Okay.
And
he got so jacked, so slim.
he did. He got swole.
Yeah.
And he that was like the weekend before I moved, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the weekend before I moved.
Did you get to come?
I got to go. It was awesome.
Greatest
It was
show
really exciting.
in Alabama.
Such a good show.
Best show in
Such
Alabama.
a good
AFC
show.
Best show in Alabama.
Yes, and it was absolutely packed out too,
So
which was
packed.
insane because I've been to other shows. Like locally, there were a couple at this bar that used to be near. Whenever you could still do them in bars.
Yeah.
Bama Cowboy, and
Yeah, I
we could
know
fought for some stuff like that. So I'd seen a fight there, and you know it's cool in that setting too.
Yeah.
But it's not like when you like pack
You
out.
pack a damn arena.
Yeah,
man.
it's
If you
insane.
pack an arena, it's cool. And that's what I've always like want to do. It's not everybody thinks it's because that money. Man,
It was so
I
fun.
ain't
The
making
crowd
it.
was
It
wild.
was insane. Man.
Yeah, and he was fighting one of the guys from your gym, and I do remember this. So
Jesse
Jesse,
Cloud.
yes. So they were all cheering for Jesse because, of course, it was a
was from
hometown
there.
fighter.
Now he never. No, just to be clear,
Yeah.
Jesse. I didn't really train with Jesse much.
Oh, okay.
I like Jesse. He came in a couple times. He more worked for this guy Paul. He just.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's from where we were.
Yeah.
I like Jesse. Very nice kid.
hmm
It's just we didn't really train together.
Yeah.
Like that.
I just remember, you know, it was a great fight, but then after Blake won, like the whole crowd started booing. I mean, we didn't. Yeah, Blake had a lot of people there. There were probably about 30 people that came to watch him,
Yeah.
and which was really cool because it's like a 2-hour drive for us. So to
Yes.
have all those friends come out was great, and for the crowd to start booing. And my favorite thing was. As soon as Blake got handed the mic, he was just like, "No, I love it. Keep booing." He's like, "I actually like it because it makes me feel, you know, like,
Yeah. At least,
like
at least
I know I came in here and I've upset every one of you. This is great."
I've always liked doing that. I always like going places and like, and I don't win often.
Right?
But, like,
Yeah.
when you beat somebody you ain't supposed to, and they're all
Mhm.
saying, it's like, yeah, I'll beat you. I'll beat
Yeah.
you on his ass.
It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I loved it. It was awesome seeing him in that setting.
It's very cool. You think he's ever gonna fight again or no?
I mean, I don't know. He whenever he got injured, so he did get injured at that fight. He messed up his shoulder whenever I think Jesse might have like picked him up and like slammed him down at one point. He messed up his shoulder. Or no, what was it? I think like actually Jesse did have him in some kind of a lock, but Blake picked him up and threw him over. That's what it was,
Heck yeah.
and it just messed Blake's shoulder up.
For sure.
And when that happened for a while, like it kind of messed with Blake's job a little bit because he wouldn't go get it checked out. Like he wouldn't because he was like, no, because what if they tell me I have to do therapy and I have to do this, then I don't.
And he never said anything to me
No,
about it.
we actually talked about this because we said
'Cause, like,
Sam would have taken care of you. He was like, I know he would have, but I didn't want to be out of work to have to get it fixed. That was entirely on him. Me and his wife talked about
He's
this.
such a cool guy.
Yeah, he was like, I don't want to bother anybody. I don't want to hurt anybody. He was like, and that would take away from, you know, my job, being able to do this. And then he also said, you know, like, it's hard, like, holding the kids and playing with the kids whenever he had that injury. So he's like, I don't want to get hurt again. He goes, you know, it happens in the sport. You get hurt and not be able to play with the kids.
I get that.
So I understand it. He still likes to train. He still loves to box. You know, that's his thing, boxing. He's a striker.
I'm getting so chunky. That's the thing. Like when I don't
Yeah.
have a fight. Oh yeah, thanks.
No, I'm saying like I get it. No, I get it.
Like, Jesus Christ, not that bad. I look okay.
No, you look great. I'm sorry. I didn't get that. I didn't get that came out.
Messed me up. But when I don't have like a fight, if I don't have to make weight, I'm not gonna eat to make
Yeah.
weight, and I don't mean to. And then like also like with the shows and stuff, I stress eat,
Mm-hmm.
and like I'm very comfort driven with my food.
Yeah, I get
So,
that.
like, I just
love
don't
some
eat,
comfort
man.
food.
Gravy and biscuit, turkey and dressing, all that shit. I don't even want dessert. I
Yeah.
want double the good.
If Blake decides to do a diet or he decides, you know, like, okay, I do want to cut weight, I will say this. He's one of the most determined people. Like, he will do everything, drop it as quick as he can. It's insane. His ability to stick to a diet is wild because, I mean, there are times when we were both trying to do one, and the amount of times that I quit during that time, and I'd be like offering him something, be like, hey, man, I went and picked up this today. And he's like, nope, I can't.
That's like when I have a fight, I
Mhm.
can do it. No,
Oh
Yeah.
I can do it. I can. I mean, I can
Yeah.
look like I'm in the Holocaust. I
Right.
swear I can. I'll go. I'm just like, I'm skinny. I get it, man. I get so like dogged up. I feel like I'm that cat, man. I get feeling really good,
Yeah.
and then like I just can't. I don't know why. It's like I have to have a fight to even do it. It's like
His is part of his job, too, because he works swing shifts. And when you do that, you know,
Swing shift's hard, man.
that's what I'm saying is because you got to, sometimes it's like, well, whatever's open right now is what I'm going to eat, you know, and
Yeah.
it's not like everywhere is, you know,
Hard
got
to
some
meal
grilled
prep.
salmon or anything like that. And
No.
it is hard to meal prep. So it gets rough. I get that. I couldn't do it if I had his schedule.
Would you ever fight? Do You train pretty regularly?
No, I don't train regularly at all. No. I only like. I would be murdered if I fought against anybody now. Like in a street fight with someone who's just like me, sure, I will destroy someone. But no, if it's like actually somebody who knows what they're doing, I am not skilled enough to know what to do next. I'm not a like quick on my feet thinker when it comes to that stuff.
That's cool.
I mean, I'd love to train more. Like I actually once I'm gonna try out Steven's place in Alexandria.
Steven's a very nice guy.
He's
and
awesome.
He's a good
so
teacher.
great.
I think you'll like him.
Yeah, he's dope. I've seen him coach, and I just think it'd be a really good environment.
You should come out for a seminar sometime when Chuck comes, and we'd love to see you anytime at all. You're always welcome. Always welcome. I know it's a freaking trip, but always.
I could make a whole trip out of it. See friends. I've got friends.
Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday we have classes, and then if we have a seminar, it's normally on a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And Chuck's seminars are badass.
Yeah.
Now Monday I teach kickboxing. Come on a Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I teach jiu-jitsu on Wednesdays. I'm a much better kickboxing coach, but I'm gonna get better at teaching jiu-jitsu. Chuck just gave me my blue belt. In Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, 10th planet.
Nice.
Thank you, Chuck. And so I'm gonna get more time with him so I can teach people better at it. Because we're a mixed martial arts gym, but I know 100,000,000% fact just because of my time with Jeff, I can teach kickboxing. I know I can.
I think that if I would put more, I've just never like regularly gone to classes. So my issue is every time I've gone to classes, my schedule has been so wild that like I might go for 3 or 4 days in a month, and then like the next month I might get to go for 10, and then the next time I might get to go twice.
Well,
the
you're
whole
like
month.
killing college.
So right now, yeah, but I'm talking about even in just like years past, just with work schedules and stuff, I could never just go regularly.
Yeah.
And so that kind of, you know, you can't get better if you can't be consistent.
Oh, you're preaching.
So if you're not consistent, like you might pick up and remember one thing, but then if you don't keep working at it, you're not going to get better.
Preach to him.
Yeah.
Preach to him. You cat's not making it to class.
Oh God, that's my favorite thing too. And I love the people who are like, put me in, I'm ready to fight. And I was like, Are you
serious?
Are you ready to fight? Because I've seen you in
I
class twice.
I saw Fat Blake beat you up.
Yeah.
I saw Fat Blake beat you up.
Blake beat you up. So.
So on the dating thing, you're a pretty lady. Everyone knows that. When you're dating people, how much do looks matter? Say someone. This is a cool question. I think for the world. Say someone looks like Quasimodo. They're very, very nice to you, incredibly nice to you, incredibly sweet to you. They get you all sorts of gifts. They treat you just great. But then there's another guy who's maybe not terrible, but maybe kind of an ass, but super Jack City pretty. How does this play out?
I think that physical attraction plays a huge part, and like I have to be physically attracted. Now, I also think that you can definitely be an ugly person because of your attitude. So you can be super hot, and then slowly that will dwindle down for me, depending on how I see. Even if you treat me well, if I see you treat a freaking like serving staff bad,
not into it.
Ooh, immediately I'm just like, no, we're gonna cut this date short.
I got that.
Yeah, I mean, looks are important. They are. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. It's not that I'm a shallow person, but I mean, in some stances, I guess I kind of am because I do go for looks first.
Yes.
But that's because you also can't see someone's personality immediately.
You're going to be attracted first physically.
Right.
My wife, I didn't know my wife is very beautiful. I was attracted physically first. We started talking. I found out she was cool. She was fun, and she doesn't talk a lot, so I get to talk all the time. I love you. So where are you going to be July 23rd?
Where am I going to be?
Yeah.
I am going to be at the AFC Blacklisted fight.
Yes.
It's going to be a great night.
Yes, ma'am, it really is. Get a picture of the Ring Girls. It's like $25 for a picture of the Ring Girls.
It's weird. I've never gotten paid for that, for getting pictures.
Give the Ring Girls, take a picture, tag the AFC, tell them thank you. We really appreciate their work. Last question I've got for you. 5 years from now, man, where you at? What are you doing? What's going on in your life?
Graduate. So hopefully this time next year I'll be a PTA. I'll be working and making people's lives better, and that's what matters to me. Hopefully in 5 years, like maybe I'll meet somebody who wants to stick around for a while and be married. Who knows? Or still be doing this. As long as I still look hot. I can hold a sign, I can hold that sign.
You're always going to look hot. As long as you're working out all the time, you're good. My wife's always going to look hot. You're always going to look hot. Just keep working out, man. You've got a great attitude. I've really, really enjoyed talking to you. I appreciate you coming an hour away, hour and a half away.
Hour and 45 minutes.
2 hours away. She came out to sit down and talk a little bit. Y'all give her a follow on Facebook. Be sure to come out and see her at the show, take a picture. Give her some hugs, man.
Yeah, I love hugs.
So much for coming
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.